Hey everyone, happy Monday. Hope you all had a great weekend and are having a great start to your week. Thank you for sending in your questions. I apologize for getting this video out a couple days late. Had some technical difficulties, but let's dive right into the questions. Question number one is, do I recommend cutting out fruit if you're trying to lose weight? So great question. I think the short answer is yes. Reason being, especially higher sugar fruits. Sugar is carbohydrates, and so when we're trying to lose weight, and cutting out carbohydrates is a great place to start, and so that includes those higher sugar fruits. Now, that being said, I think most people's diets, there's going to be other areas for you to focus on rather than cutting out fruits, and so whether that's cutting out pop or refined carbohydrates like bread and refined grains and things like that. So so if you're trying to lose that last few pounds, I think cutting out high sugar fruits is a great place to do it. And so check out the Whole30 Challenge if you're looking for a really good program to follow. I know they recommend a very low sugar fruit consumption for 30 days for part of their program, and I've heard nothing but great stories from that. So second question is, do I recommend lifting weights? I think weights are one of the best ways to build lean muscle, which in turn burns fat. And so the caveat there is that do it with a really quality coach. And so if you're totally new to lifting weights, I highly recommend finding a coach in person to learn from. They can give you immediate feedback on your form and your technique, and keep you safe under a barbell or dumbbells or whatever sort of weights you're using. So if you're more experienced with weights and you're looking to get back into it, I think you can definitely achieve that with online programs. I know I personally program barbell weights, dumbbells, things like that for my more experienced personal training clients online. So absolutely, weights are great. We just got to make sure we are using proper technique. So next question, additional exercises for abs. So there's two answers to this question. If you're referring to like the kind of classic six-pack abs, looking at ab exercises I think is going to be actually the wrong place to start. We're going to want to look more at our diet. That's where 99% of the success in six-pack abs is going to be. With that additional 1% maybe being some ab exercises that actually increases the size and strength of our abdominal muscles. So if your goal is six-pack abs, look in the refrigerator first, not for additional core exercises. Now, if your goal genuinely is to strengthen your core, so body weight planks I think are a really great place to start. We can give ourselves immediate feedback by making sure our plank is strong, our core is tight, we're squeezing through our glutes or abs, all that good stuff. And I think actually some of the best exercises are ones we wouldn't traditionally call core exercises. So things like a barbell front squat or a goblet squat with like a kettlebell, where we have that weight in front of our bodies. It's actually our core that's doing all of that stabilization as we squat down to the ground and stand back up with the weight. So those to me are going to be some of your best exercises for core strengthening and core stabilization. So and last question, do longer rest periods in between sets defeat the purpose of the workout? So if you're referring to higher intensity programs like Bodeefit, I would say absolutely they to a degree defeat the purpose. Reason being, when our goal is to burn fat and we do that through high intensity body weight or low weight type exercises, we need to keep our heart rate elevated as much as possible and for as long as possible during the workout. And so anytime, like let's say we start to get out of breath, then that kind of that starts to hurt, so we back down and we catch our breath again and lower our heart rate. We're not really doing a very intense exercise. We're simply spiking our heart rate very briefly and then letting ourselves recover. So for the purpose of high intensity programs like Bodeefit, you want to minimize those rest periods. That's where we're going to see the most effectiveness from the program. Now, if you're referring to things like lifting weights, for example, if you're doing like a 3x5 set on the bench press, for example, those rest periods are going to matter less, meaning you can take a few minutes in between sets and fully recover, and some would argue that you're actually going to get more benefit out of that. So it just depends on what you're talking about, but for the purpose of high intensity exercises, yeah, your goal is to be redlining as much as you can while still being safe, meaning you would never sacrifice quality of movement or range of movement for reps, let's say. But as long as you can keep that intensity at a very high level while maintaining proper form, that's our ultimate goal. So that is it for this week's questions. If I didn't get to your question, I will shoot you an email with an answer. So thanks again, and be sure to email me your questions for next week's Q&A, adam@bodeefit.com. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.